All right, let's get this show rolling. So, Dodgers coming off a 2007 World Series win, almost swept their way through the playoffs. They had over 100 wins during the regular season. Had A-Rod, they signed him many moons ago. Beltre, of course, who came up with their system. Both these guys are potential free agents if they don't re-sign them. Matt Kemp, 23 years old, coming up through their system. Yeah, Pat Burrell, Russell Martin, Shane Victorino, a lot of good players here. Riggs was even pretty good, good eye at least, good defensively. I think he was their starting second baseman, and good pitching too. Got the pitchers over here. Chad Billingsley actually had a good year for him, 14-5. He's 23 years old, 3.19 ERA. Jason Hamill, 25 years old, 17-game winner. So that is the Dodgers for you. Let's go back here. Let's go to playoff history. As you can see, swept the Rockies. That's my team, unfortunately. That's who we are managing right now. We had a very good year, but they swept us. Swept the Stros in the championship series, and then only lost one to Oakland. And I think they were up 3-0 when they lost the one. So Dodgers looking good. However, now A-Rod and Beltre, this is upcoming potential free agents. Who knows if they will re-sign him or not. A couple of Yankees players, Hesop Choi, Derek Jeter, and Marcus Giles. I don't see any other Dodgers so far. Here's Eric Thompson. He was a good, I think he was their number three, but 3.91 ERA, 13-7 this last year, so he was a good pitcher for him. Emmanuel Valdez had 165 at bats, wasn't a regular starter. Probably their backup catcher, maybe swinging from the minors. But really, that's about it for all the top free agents here as we scrolled through. We're just entering the off season. We're about to see awards. I'll give you a quick rundown of where we are at as the Rockies. Helton's still a beast, 34 years old. Iannetta, who's also come up through our system, filled in the shoes of Ben Petrick very well. He was a top prospect, was Iannetta, and stepped right in and showed that. Ian Stewart, I like him a lot. I think he's underrated. He's only ranked 20th, but he slugged over 540, on base of 357, 28 jacks this last year. And in 2006, he had 30 jacks, over 100 RBIs, which he's right around in 2007 as well. And similar numbers, average OBP and slugging, slashing similar numbers. So I don't know why he's ranked so low. You know, he could be a great first baseman. Obviously, with Helton, we're going to keep him at second. He's only 22. Doesn't have any accolades yet, but I like him a lot. He's our six hitter. We signed Pujols this last year in '07. Had a ridiculous year, slugged over 600 for us, 43 jacks, top ranked third baseman in the game. Could be a great first baseman, of course, and could be even better in left than he is at third. But I got a pretty good outfield. James is a power hitter. Everett, let me do this. Look at just this is how good we are. Here's our OPS plus, where 100 is league average. Every single one of our players, this is park adjusted as well. Every one of these guys, every starter is at or above league average. Noah Hall is the only odd man out that's at 100, and everyone else is quite a bit, at least 11% or more above average as far as our starting lineup goes. Now, actually, Noah Hall, I think he's only with a DH. So in my regular lineup, no DH, all the guys are well above 100. Let's just look at some of the numbers. Two guys over 1,000, Helton and Pujols. Two guys in the 940s. And then a couple guys in the high 800s, and pretty much everyone else that's starting is in the 800s. So pretty ridiculous pitching. Here's ERA plus, also very good. Now I could use Marr as a starting pitcher. He's a little below average, 4%. So I could go for a starter in the offseason here. They got him at number 3. I'm not able to change these because my manager, he's in charge of that. He won't let me dictate that. That's Brian Phillips. Poor reputation, but I didn't care because I saw how good he is at development and wasn't it working with veterans, I think, like handling veterans or something. I think was a rating that he was good at. Um, Now he does. I guess he does give me now the green to handle the lineup and whatnot. So I might do that. I guess. Um, let's see. When I go to manager options, yeah. So he'll let me do that. I think I just left it to him because I wanted to move through the season kind of quickly. This season, this last one was the first one that I started simming the games just on their own, not entering the games and playing them. Since 93, I had been playing every single game through 2006. Finally won the World Series in '06. So after that, ended up, let's go to owner. Ended up enabling owner goals. So here's the goals that he has for me. And also started, yeah, simming the games, enabled the owner goals so that things, and oh, I checked can be fired. So actually, I think I unchecked it, but then I checked it back. I'm checking it back now. So, oh, no, that's right. That's right. Cannot be fired is not checked. So I can be fired. So Matt Oglesby, he's been my owner like since '93. We've worked well together. Finally, I'm enabling his goals, meaning he's gonna, I guess, hold me accountable to this stuff. Improving team stats. I don't think the defensive efficiency we really improved. I got till 2009. You can discuss it, so I could swap it. Ooh, proposed goal is extend Tulo. I'm gonna probably do that. That seems a lot easier and I want to do that anyway. Now he does go to arbitration, so I'm going to let Tulo go to arbitration first. I actually did glance at being able to extend him. Here he is, but he only wanted like a 1 year deal, and it was more than the arbitration number. So I'll show you. Here we go. Offer extension 3.2 or 3.52 for 1 year and his arbitration, I guess it's right around what he's. I think I bumped that up actually, because quite often when it's a good player here, you end up needing to have offered him more. They rule in favor of the player, and it ends up being even more. So I've already done these. I want to keep Casimir. He was a great starting pitcher for us this year. Had 100 innings, 4.13 ERA. He's been kind of up and down the last couple years. He was a top prospect. We brought him up at 19 years old. He did pretty well his first 2 years. Here's his ERA plus 113 and '04. Then he had a couple down years, and then this year he was between the pen and the starting rotation. Only ended up 5-5, but had a solid ERA at 4.13 for being at altitude. He's extremely popular, so I do want to keep him to keep that fan interest up. Who did I get? That's right. I think he was in the Holiday and Hop trade. I don't know if it'll be easy to find. Yeah, there's one, but that's not it. It was the Holiday and Hop trade. I am almost certain. So I gave up those two guys. They were top prospects as well, and ended up getting Casimir, who was himself a top prospect. He was the number 7 prospect in the MLB. Oh, it might list it on here. Here it is. Traded, yep, in exchange for Holiday and Hop. Holiday was the number 1 prospect at one point with me. Here he is, 99, because he came up through our organization. What was he when he got traded? Then he was number 2 in 2000. I just never, like, he wasn't quite ready throughout like 2000, 2001. '02, I think I had brought him up, but he wasn't doing great, and I could afford to lose him because I needed pitching. So we got Casimir. So it ended up being I think a good trade for all sides. Hop ended up being good for the Mets too. They got 2 guys and I only got one, but starting pitching is pretty dang important. So he is a champion. He's not doesn't have any other accolades. It's hard to get an All-Star game as a pitcher in Colorado with your inflated ERA. But that's where we're at with the arbitration. So I do like extending Tulo. I'm glad my owner is willing to compromise there. Let's see what this acquire an MVP. A-Rod is going to be a free agent, as you saw, and I do have quite a bit of money. We have big fan interest, which is what the Rockies had in the '90s in real life, and then they I don't want to say tanked, but their attendance was not setting records #1 anymore once they got into the 2000s. But we've kept it up here. We've got good loyalty. Our total money available is 31,000. For context, there, A Rod was on, I think, 12 million. I'm sorry, I said 31,000, 31 million. I think A Rod was on 12 million in his final year here. There it is, 12.4. See, the only problem with him, though, is look at this. Puts himself above the team. So he's going to cause, which is funny, that's how he was in real life, apparently. But he's going to cause clubhouse issues. So I don't know if I want to take that on. I mean, I know maybe it's worth it with how good he is, but I don't know where I'd fit him in either. I mean, I guess you trade someone away, like, I mean, I've got a good, obviously, Tulo at short, and I've got Pujols at third, so I got a great left side. So I don't, I mean, I think I'd rather have Tulo over A-Rod. He's 23. He's like a upcoming star. He's a great leader for the team. So I do value Tulo more. So I'm not going to go after either of these guys. Beltre can only play third, but I do have money. So I want to go after somebody. I'll wait and see who files for free agency. Um, Again, arbitration, we're going to get these two guys back. Let's see what I meant to check. What's my owner willing to discuss if I don't acquire an MVP? Now we did get Pujol now, but this was issued in 2007. I mean, once I enabled the goals, so I already had Pujols, so that's why it's yellow. I don't think he really counts that. But let's see. Oh, here we go. Another extend Tulo. So that's looks like he wants to do that. He just doesn't have enough goals. So I can have him do that for one of these. Defensive efficiency is just like always going to be last because Coors Field is such a hitter's ballpark. So many balls in play that just it's a big field. There's bloopers and stuff. Guys just don't get to balls that they do in smaller ballparks. So I think I'll probably try to. I don't know. Both these are pretty tough goals. So I'm gonna just wait and see. But I'm certainly gonna swap one of those before I extend too low. So let's look at the awards now. Gold Glover is the first one up. We'll sim the day. First, oh, here we go. So this did come through. We already did that. There's Petrick with the Braves. He's been with them for 2 years. He had a great year with me. He was a great catcher and defensively as well. How did he do offensively on the Braves? Oof, 184 batting average. Man. So he's really gone downhill since leaving Coors Field. He's very fast, though, and good defensively, and got all these accolades from coming up with us, the Rockies. But man, he's struggled. Derek Lee with the Cubs. No big surprises. A-Rod, of course, at short. Newfield, he's been a solid center fielder in this game for a while. I did take him for a year or two. Let's see when it was. Didn't he win the World Series with me? No, 2006 was my World Series year. He was with me in '05 and '04. OPS plus of 10 to 7% below average those 2 years, which were actually two of his best years since '95, where he didn't play a full season. But look at all these gold gloves. I mean, he wins it like every year in the center. So he's 35 and he still won a gold glove. He's a ridiculous fielder. I thought that was worth taking on at Coors Field, and I still potentially do. But we just outslugged everybody this year, as you saw. So there, let's go to the AL. Here's the AL. Michael Barrett's a third baseman with the Twins. Raj Davis, I traded him. He came up with the Rockies. He was a part of my organization for a while. Traded him last year. He did win the World Series with us, and he was a good leader and stuff. He's very fast. I just had guys coming up that I thought were better. Who was this trade with? Who did we get? Let's check here. Traded for Kevin Ordon. That's right. He is now with Atlanta. So he didn't have a very good AAA with me. So it looks like in 2006 I think I traded Figgins in the offseason. Yep, I did. And our Dwan was coming off of a 149 ERA and 48 innings pitched. Not a lot of innings pitched, but he did that in Triple A. And my scout said he's real good control. He's like a little below average in these other categories, but that's not bad. A guy like that can succeed in this game at this time, but just didn't have a good year in AAA. And I think then we needed to like sign him or bring him up to the majors maybe, and so we obviously traded him again, and that was for a closer here, Ryan Mathieson, who I like him. He looks good. He's on my 40-man roster. Um, had a 109 ERA plus with Atlanta, and now down in the Sky Sox. Hasn't given up a run. That's the International League? That's okay. That was so actually he not pitched with us yet, the Sky Sox, but didn't give up. Well, he had 6 innings with the Braves, AAA, and so yeah, I don't think maybe the season was done by the time I made that trade. Yeah, it was the 29th. So yeah, that was really recent here. I haven't played the game in a while here, but yeah, we traded that. That was pretty recent here because I think our Dawn was coming up to free agency. So anyway, let's go to the reliever of the year awards. Check those out. Looks like Matt Gower got it of the Rockies. Nice. And do we have any other? Yeah, there were some deals here. I wanted to check if there's any big names here. Um, we did. Do we extend guys? Yeah, we might need to. I hope it's not too late. Like to get Mookie Wilson. Like let's check here. Front office personnel. Some of these guys might be done after this year, 2007. No, they're not. But I do need a pitching coach for Single A, and I think that was him. Looks like I've offered it out to a couple guys. Is it? Yeah, he's a pitching coach. He wants more money. This guy's pending now. Average at teaching pitching. Yeah, what is this? Is this because uh, are my other front office guys in charge of this? Let's see. No, it looks like not. Just setting budgets, strategies, and lineups, but transactions, sign, fire team personnel is me. So I don't know why I offered Elkins as my pitching coach. I think Wilson would be better, but he keeps, yeah. Oh, look at he was like trying to get half a mil here, which is a pretty big chunk of change for a single A pitching coach. I guess that's still okay, but teach pitching was decent. So he's really good elsewhere, only decent. He's excellent with mechanics, but I think Elkins just might be kind of the best guy available right now. So that's why we're doing it. I'll just make sure. Let's go to view coach ratings. Let's go to pitching. We'll include minor league personnel. And these guys are all with a team. John Barker is not. Let's see, is he interested in? Oh, he's not interested in that job though. Here's what I can do. I can go to this opportunity. So here's where we're at. So decent is the best. Mookie Wilson was excellent at mechanics, but yeah, I think that's why we're going with the guy we're going with. So anyway, let's go back to uh, reliever of the year. So Matt Gower got it, and Steve Everts of Detroit, 2.06 ERA. But here's Gower. He was not my closer. He had 5 saves, but he pitched 72 innings with a 2.50 ERA, 71 Ks. So he had a great year. We got him still through 2009. He's on pretty big money for a reliever, but we can afford it. And he's extremely popular. He's extremely popular. So you invest that money, into your pitchers, into your players for extremely popular guys, and hopefully it pays off in fans. Okay, let's move on here. Let's go to Silver Sluggers. I'm guessing we're gonna have a lot of these guys. Here's the pitching coach. He said, "Okay, we're in the driver's seat." Here's the AL: Mike Napoli, Harvey Donnie Murphy, Troy Gloss, Robinson Cano. How old's he now? 25. He's been around a little bit, but still young. Wangan, 38. He's still around. He's with Oakland now. Andrew Jones, 30. He's with the White Sox. John Rodriguez, a Yankee. And Shin-Soo Choo with Seattle. Let's go to the NL. So far, I only see Pujols, so Helton somehow did not get it. Aurelio Durazo winning it out over him. Here's Pujols and Tulo getting it. So my left side, Zane Green, Carter, and Vladdy Guerrero with the Nationals, 32 years old. Let's move on. We'll go to Rookie of the Year. Who wins the 2007 Rookie of the Year? Now, Tulo was not technically a rookie, I don't think. I'm going to be pissed if he didn't get it and he's in the voting. Yeah, he did not. He did not get Rookie of the Year. Matt Kemp, though, Rookie of the Year with the Los Angeles Dodgers winning the World Series. Here's Seth Smith. He got some votes. I like him. He did well for me. And in the AL, looks like we got a Japanese guy, Iwamura. He was up with Tampa Bay in real life for 3 years. He was okay. I hadn't heard of him. He had like one good year. I mean, a little above average, right around average, and then he was below average, right around average for a couple more. So he gets Rookie of the Year in this game. High contact guy. Let's move on now to Manager of the Year. Looks like my pitching coach agreed. We got Oakland since they made the World Series. David Adams, and then LA. Mario Brito. He was a player in this game, wasn't he? Yeah, all the way till 2001. Started with Montreal and ended in 2001 with Arizona. Now he is a big league manager. Let's see. Can we see his history? Is this player history? That's player history. I don't know if you can look at manager history. I'm looking at his player. Oh, here, I guess that's right here. So 2004, I guess he was just hired straight up as a big league manager. Wasn't in the minors or anything before that, looks like. So Mario Brito, Manager of the Year. Now we got Cy Young and then MVP. We'll see if Pujols has a chance at MVP. Looks like we got a trade here. Nationals getting Amador, a prospect. Who'd they give up here? Rangers got Matt Butler, starting pitcher. Did decent, below average. Zach Greinke, not a surprise there. He's been a stud in this game. He only won 15 games, but 3.43 ERA. In the AL, those ERAs are still pretty inflated. Nate Bumstead, 3.89, came in second. Tyler Robertson, 3.42. There's Papelbon, a starting pitcher, 3.73. And Cole Hamels with the Phillies. He has ridiculous ratings. Look at this. Now, that's low accuracy. Here's my scout. So high accuracy. Ridiculous stuff, movement. Even control is his worst thing, and that's above average. Yeah, he's ridiculous. Many-time All-Star. 04, 06, 07 Cy Young. He's only 23. Pryor came in second. Dan Herron came in third. But yeah, Cole Hamels, ridiculous pitcher for the Phillies. I wonder, like, what does my GM say about if I tried to get him and I traded like Pujols or Help? What does he say? Oh, Pujols wouldn't do it anyway. What about Help? I mean, not that I necessarily would do it, but Helton also vetoes his right. Those are my two. I mean, too low. I'm not going to do that, but I wonder what they would say here. He says it's kind of neutral. So, but I'm not going to do that. My reputation is kind of low. I just started, but I imported this game. So now you got which I really like. I have hard mode on for trading. So you can't just click make this work and look at who they would take. You got to submit the offer. And the more you go back and forth or change it, the lower your reputation goes. All right, let's look at MVP and let's see if we get one. No, Rubio Durazo gets the NL MVP. A-Rod coming in second. Tulo coming in third. Yeah, that's right. He wasn't close to a rookie. His rookie year was technically was it 05. He had a full season. So again, I hadn't played this for about a month, so I forgot how seasoned he already was because he's 23. And he wasn't he? Did he win Rookie of the Year? No, Division Series MVP, All Star. He was a Silver Slugger. Should have won it that year probably. I mean, had a 145 OPS plus. Yeah, he's been ridiculous. So finishes third in the voting, MVP voting. Um, Pujols right after him, Helton right after him. None of them getting any first place votes. Arubio Durazo, pretty much unanimous. And in the AL, we got Kansas City Ken Harvey, with Kansas City getting a MVP winner, 30 jacks this year. All right, so now I think the next thing we got is arbitration. Let's sim to that. Proposal from the Dodgers. My assistant GM doesn't like it. It's Kenley Jansen who's in rookie ball. Now, you don't know if he's going to pan out to be the way he did in real life. For Ronnie Lopez, who's my top prospect, I think he's 42 overall. I know this doesn't look great, but he's ranked 42nd, so he's getting it done. Yeah, I don't think I want to do that for a closer. You know, Jansen's not a starting pitcher. I'm not going to do that. Career pitching leaders and strikeouts. Nolan Ryan, of course. No one else on there from today. Looks like some other trades here. Cincinnati and Milwaukee. Justin Turner, 22 years old, going to Milwaukee. Had a good 87 at bats, but did well with Cincinnati. And they gave up Corey Kluber going to Cincinnati, starting pitcher. He is the number 21 ranked prospect, 21 years old. All right, let's keep moving on here. I'm going to skip that trade. Go to arbitration hearings. That should be quick and easy for us. Just two guys. A couple other trades here going on. Los Angeles and San Diego. Jose Altuve going to Los Angeles. So arbitration begins and Hall of Fame voting begins. I have that disabled for human. That's just one less thing for me to worry about. But the AI will vote and will tell us who is in. So here's arbitration hearings. We'll sim right through that. We'll get a notification on whether the team or the player gets chosen. So ruled in favor of the player, too low, even though we offered quite a bit. He ends up taking 3.2. So I should have just signed him for a year deal. Casimir ruled in favor of the player as well, but only about not even 100,000 more, 1.5 versus 1.6 mil. Okay, batting leaders at third base. I wonder if Pujols is there. He sure is. And Woba leads the league in Woba playing third. Okay, now free agents file. So let's check out who is there. Looks like Jason Hayward getting traded to the Brewers. He's in Double-A. He's 18 years old, number 36 ranked prospect. And getting Corey Hart in return, the Tigers. He's a 25-year-old outfielder. So let's check out who we got. Jesus Gonzalez, a catcher. Paul Konerko, a catcher. Let's go to the big screen here. Let's go to transactions, free agents. I'd like to sort by demand. Wow, 18 mil is what A-Rod's asking for. Beltre at 12 mil. I have 33 mil for free agents. This is all batters. Let's go to all players. Not a lot of pitchers on the market. Here's Troy Moran is the top guy. He's 37 with San Francisco. He barely was above average. He's been pretty decent his whole career. Had a couple really good years, and then he's been like a bit above average. I mean, he had a good career before. As of late, I mean, 3 years ago, only pitched 60 innings, 10% below average, of 4.90 ERA. Then was right around average. I don't think he would really help me out. Managers love him. There's no quit in him. I guess that's good. I mean, I'd like another starter. Maybe I should maybe I should go for him. Otherwise, we got Eric Thompson. So yeah, that's right. He was with the Dodgers. He's asking for 4.4. And what's his popularity like? Fair. So it's not as good. I'm not really worried about that because we got plenty of fan interest. I think I might try to go after Eric Thompson. So we've got the money to do it. We don't need to just rely on our farm system. He wants a 4-year deal at 4.4. And so we'll still have 29 mil left. He doesn't want anything promised as far as roles or anything. Pretty simple contract. He's 30. Got him till he's 34. Well, 33 technically, I guess. So I like that. I'm good with that. Let's see what he says. He says he's fine. Let's submit it. And I don't think we really can go after like many of these other free agents. I mean, who do we add? Jesus Gonzalez. We got Iannetta. I mean, here's where we're at. Ian Stewart, but I like him, and he's on small money. You're gonna still need some of those guys. If Tulo went to second, I guess, and A-Rod went to short, but again, I don't like A-Rod's effect on team chemistry. I guess they just won a World Series with him, but I like Stewart. I mean, maybe we bring someone in to compete for a spot with him, but it wouldn't be A-Rod. Maybe Jeter. Jeter could play second. We could Jeter and Tulo. He actually would be a better second baseman than shortstop. He doesn't work hard apparently anymore. That's funny. The furthest from the truth. Um, but high contact guy. He steals. He's very popular. I wouldn't mind that. That would put Stewart onto the bench. Jeter wants 9 mil. But see, the thing is, like, you want to be able to re-sign some of these guys that, again, are going to arbitration or are going to be free agents. Here's where we're at. I mean, Pujols is locked up forever. James locked up for a little while. I think Helton, yeah, he's till 2009. We got a lot of guys till 2009, as you can see here. Carl Everett, I mean, he's already 36 though. Tulo, he's going to be on big money for arbitration. I wonder now if he's open to discussing a long-term deal. Not really, but maybe I could propose it anyway. I would want to, make sure and change that before I did, but he's 23. What if we gave him like a 8-year deal till he's 31 and just really bump up the money? Let's think about this first. So Pujols is on 13 mil. He goes up to 16 through 2014. He's only 27. Um, James is on 11 mil. I just don't want to be stuck with these huge contracts. Helton, what is he, 34, so he'll be 36. So we're not going to have him on a long-term deal after 09. So it could be, Pujols and Tulo end up, sign both these guys till like 2014 or something. What are my arbitration estimates here? Tulo, James is still going to be around. I'm looking at like 3 years ahead. Ionetta might be on pretty good money. Mike Hughes, he's on a contract. Ian Stewart could still be on good money if I have him. I mean, I do like him. It's just he's not rated real high. Seth Smith, same thing. I mean, he's good. He was up there in Rookie of the Year voting, but perhaps I can add an outfielder. Who do I got on the bench here? Yeah, Gerald's. He had 102 at bats. He was good in AAA a couple years in a row, but that's really about it. And I don't have very many good batters in my minors. Not any top prospects at least. We'll sort on OPS plus. Dexter Fowler, he was a top prospect at one point. He fell out of the top 100, but he could be a guy that I bring up and put on the bench. Um, and then Tag, didn't I claimed him on waivers. He's 28 years old. I put him into AAA. I mean, neither of those guys are obviously very proven. Seth Smith is semi-proven, and Stewart, I mean, he's had 3 years. 2 years ago, his first year, it was his rookie year, but he still did well. And then 2 years in a row of good numbers. So, I mean, I guess, Jeter is more proven, of course. He's going to be more proven. But here he is. He's 33. He's a high contact guy, but after that, he's not great. I mean, what kind of contract is he looking for here? A 6-year deal. I don't know about that. I'd maybe do a couple years. He's 33, and I'm not super impressed with him. I think I'm going to roll with the guys I got. I mean, we just had a very good year. I maybe can do some trades to like shuffle guys around, like give up someone good, bring in a prospect or something. If some of my like if Fowler is looking good, maybe I can trade one of these guys for a pitcher. But pitching really is the main thing. Bring in a number three, and that's how they have it listed. I would do that a little differently. I like Casimir here. I'd go with Crockett. I know he only had 52 innings, but he's been good. Marr would be I'd have Miller maybe even two, Miller or Crockett. Um, I guess we could always add some stud relief pitchers as long as we're not too full. Levi was good. Gower was a stud, of course. Hughes, Joe Weaver. Now he wasn't that good though. He was good, real good 2 years ago. He was a starter in this game for a while. They moved him to the pen, and Hughes was my closer. But now, I mean, they shifted it around here in the offseason. Cook kind of has been a bust. Gustafson, only 21 innings. I think I can add a good relief pitcher. Let's see who we got. I mean, just pitchers in general. We could add some more competition there. Here's all pitchers. So, Miran, Thompson, who I offered, Edwin Corpse. He's a relief pitcher now. Uh, he's more of a starter. He's a borderline starter. 35. I mean, I'm looking for like a closer type, like high stuff kind of guy. I don't know if there's any guys like this out here. Mike Kotarski, he was with us for a while. Grasser, he's kind of gone downhill. Just not a lot of pitchers, good pitchers on the market. Here's Pruitt. He was a closer, but not a high stuff guy. 36 saves, 358 ERA. That's in the NL. Remember, no DH. Yeah, I'm not too impressed with a lot of these guys. Here's Skirpgen. I just had him. Let him go because I just felt like he was not worth what he was asking for. We'll see what he wants now. 2.4 mil. I think that's around what I was had him for. He just wants a 1-year deal. I wouldn't mind bringing him back. He's only fair popularity. Sorry if you can hear my dog there whining in the background. Um, I don't know. He would help us win, so let's do a 1-year deal for him. That's fine. 2.4. I got the money to spare. I'm not going to go after any of these other big name guys. I'd like to extend Tulo with the money that I got, um, and then just not get myself into too much of a, I don't know if debt's the right word, but you know, not too many huge contracts here. So Tulo, I mean, he's going to be on 8.3 next year. So I think we might go ahead and get that done. And if I offer it to him, I'll make sure to change that one of those goals. Let's see if he'll even consider it. Try like a 8-year deal. He'll be 31. I mean, I'm sure he expects more because 9 is his arbitration for the first year, and then I think his estimate. Let's double check. I think it was like 14 mil. Oops, let's go to salaries. Too low. Yeah, I mean, eventually in 2011, 14 mil. So, he'll get paid more than he's worth next year. Yeah, I mean, I guess it all balances out. I mean, what is it averaging here for 1, 2, 3, 4 years? It's I'd say it's right around what probably 8 to 10 million because we're at 14, 8, 11, and 3. So if we kind of kept that average going, maybe I'd say yeah, 8 to 10 seems fair. Let's go back to him. Let's go 8 years, and I mean I think we got to bump the not. Let's bump it up to, well, yeah. Again, I said 8 to 10. He's gonna get 14 in that 1 year, so we're gonna have to top 14. So let's try like 10.6 and then bump that up to 11. Now keep in mind what was A-Rod asking for? Wasn't it like 18 mil? I'm gonna go back. I just wanted. This is a big decision here. So um, let's go to all players. A-Rod, yeah, 18 mil. Beltre, 12 mil. So by the time we get further along here, like we'll give him 10. I mean, he's third in MVP voting. So let's give him like 10.5 or 7 here. And then year 4, give him like 11.5. And then, I just feel like we got to finish at like 14 because that was going to be what his arbitration numbers were going to be. So let's finish at 14 for his final 3 years. Let's go 14, 14, 14. I mean, it's a lot, but we can afford it, and the dude seems worth it. He's very popular. Let's see if he will. See if he will do it. Promise role starting lineup. I mean, he's 31. He should still be kind of in his prime. I'm good with that. I mean, he kind of deserves that from his performance. Let's ask him. See what he says. Oh, he says no. He's just trying to do a 1-year deal, and he jacked that up to 11 mil. So I don't think this is going to get done this year. So let's go to owner goals here. What he wants this stuff done by next year. I don't know. Maybe we can, maybe this is by 2009. So I got 2 years for that one. So maybe we can sign Tulo by that time. I mean, does he expect me to sign him even though he's on arbitration still? Or does that count? Like, let's just do it. Extend your player. Let's just do it. Now, do I want to do it for defensive efficiency or acquiring an MVP? You know what? I might wait. I guess the risk of waiting to see when he comes around and he says, "Hey, here's where you're at. Here's what you've done," is maybe he might change them. But I don't know if Pujols counts because I enabled these goals after. But I do feel like it'd be easier for me to acquire an MVP winner with the amount of money that I have versus that defensive efficiency. So let's go ahead and do it. We're going to change this. We're going to accept that. It's going to be now extend Tulo. Perfect. Increase profit. He does want us to end with 13 mil. We're at 26. What is that? Total money available? Is that what it is? Yeah, it is. So, we're still gonna sign some guys, and we're still gonna have plenty of money. So let's keep rolling. Let's go to winter meetings, and I'm sure we're gonna get some trade offers. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get a message also. Message from Trent Hubbard, the GM of the Padres, who was a former Rocky. Oh no, he's not the. I'm sorry. He said the Padres. I thought this was a trade offer. He's saying the Padres are making him an offer to be their hitting coach. He is a very good hitting coach in this game, legendary at teaching hitting. He was with the Rays. I took advantage of him not being employed, like for some reason. I don't know how. I don't know if he just retired or something, but I got him into single A. And so now he's saying he's getting a good offer from the Padres. So he's getting a big league deal. Who's my current hitting coach? I think he's pretty good. I mean, obviously the numbers are good. It's Steve Bowling, who's excellent at, well, he's legendary at teaching hitting and legendary at mechanics. I mean, I got to keep this guy. What I'll do is I'll offer Hubbard a big time raise if I can. Can I offer him an extension? Oh, he's not interested in an extension, even if I give him a lot of money. So I think he's just going to go. The Padres are going to get Hubbard because I mean, can I promote him to like AAA? Who's my AAA guy? I mean, then I feel like he's going to leave anyway. He's got a big league offer, so I won't even check. He's probably going to leave. I'll keep an eye on that. I'll have to hire somebody new for my Modesto Nuts single A team as a hitting coach. Here's another message. So Thompson, what did Thompson say? Yeah, he likes our deal. He'll let me know if anything else comes along. Dan Herron got traded here. He's been a pretty good pitcher in this game. Goes to Kansas City. Was with the Cardinals. Yeah, in real life was with the Cardinals as well. I thought that's right. Then went to Oakland. I knew he went to the AL. I didn't think it was Kansas City, but went to Oakland. And they got Alex Gordon. So 23-year-old was up with the Royals and had a good year. 144 at bats, hit 319. Who else we got? Some other deals here. Looks like some minor league guys, the Jays and the Mariners. Pat Neshek, I guess he was up. He was with the Blue Jays. 4.81 ERA. And Frias going to Toronto. Okay, so what was the last thing we're looking at? I think pretty much. I think Hubbard. Yeah, he said he took a new job. Good for him. Congrats, buddy. You deserve it. I had you on a steal. Let's look at some other. We got some more trades. We'll just kind of look at these all at the end of the off season. We don't need to go one by one. Let's get our crap sorted here. We're gonna have to find a new hitting coach for the Modesto Nuts. Let's sort by all personnel. Let's go to teach hitting. Here's Tony Castro, good, average with mechanics. He's not on a team right now. Let's see if we can get him for 3 years. A guy like that in your single A, it's pretty decent. I was getting a steal with Hubbard. Okay, let's keep simming here. So I'm sure we'll get a message when we either sign Thompson and sign Castro. So nothing doing yet. Here's the leading the MLB in career strikeouts. Glavine, who's a free agent. We had him for a couple years. He's 41 though now, and he didn't have a good year with Cleveland. We had him. I thought he was at the end of his prime. Well, he was. I thought he was maybe even at the end of his career. Mike Sape, career strike. So he was a Rocky in this game for quite a while. He bounced around after that. Wow. So he is leading in career strikeouts. He was a big strikeout guy for us. That's what I liked about him because balls were not put in play. Here's Rick Ankiel. He's still rolling with the Cards. Cool. All right, let's keep going here. Eventually, we'll get to the Rule 5 draft. We'll go to winter meetings. Not really looking to make many trades. got that hitting coach. More trades going on. Let's check the offseason center. Offseason summary by team. Royals are first in WAR gained, getting Dan Heron, 6.8 WAR guy. Got Ramirez via trade. Lost Alex Gordon, as we saw, via trade. Traded away Billy Butler. So I'm assuming the Ramirez trade was for prospects. Tampa, so they're the only positive team. Obviously, still a lot of free agents, so players are going to get added. Tampa trading some guys away or not asking them back. So let's go to the Rule 5 draft. I'm gonna need to make sure all my guys are protected, who I want protected. We're going kind of slow here as it sims. That's the nature of the beast. We're gonna get to winter meetings. I may receive some trade offers. Here we go. The A's are now interested in Thompson, so he's getting bidded up. Let's see what he's asking for now. Still a 4-year deal, now 4.7. I mean, yeah, I can afford it. He's 30. We still have 20. I mean, I think it's worth it. A 4-year deal though, you're stuck with a guy like Cook's going to arbitration. See, I still have team control of all these other guys. Casimir, he's on arbitration. That's kind of ideally how I like to do it with pitchers. But did Miller? I think I signed Miller through 2009. He's on 4.3. Thompson seems like he has pretty similar ratings according to my scout. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. If he gets like well into the fives, I don't know if I want to keep doing it, but I'll give him that. All right. What else we got? Winter meetings beginning. We got some more Skirpgen. Yeah, I offered him. He's nothing new there. So Rule 5 draft will be the next main thing for me. I'm sure I might get a couple trade offers potentially here during the winter meetings. Here's Thompson. Ray's now going after him. I mean, he is one of the better starting pitchers on the market. 5 mil, we'll do that. Still at 4 years. Max Scherzer might be a plum price. Yes, he might be. I don't think I could offer anyone to get him. Number 2 ranked prospect in the game. I wonder what my assistant GM would even say about a guy like Pujols. Well, Pujols wouldn't do it anyway. He blocks that one. What about Tulo? Not a deal I would do. Yeah, fair enough. But they might do it, but I don't think I will. Okay. Latest is that he likes my deal, or my offer, I mean. 10 more days till the Rule 5 draft. I play fair by not participating. I'm going to let my assistant GM do it. And the reason being because I just, hopefully the game has changed, but earlier in the 90s when I did it, I feel like you could pick off some good players. For whatever reason, teams wouldn't protect, and then other teams wouldn't always pick up. So here we go. We're ready for the Rule 5 draft. Let's see who all is eligible. What's the best way to do this? View minor league lists, and we're just gonna scroll through guys and see if they have a pound next to their name. So Huisman, I don't think he would get picked up by a team. If my scout says he should go up a level, then yeah, I can understand that. Reinecker, nah. Maybe Huisman. Pat Stanley, 24 years old, good reliever. I think I should probably protect him. Yeah. Now, how much room do I have on my 40 man? I'm at 38 guys. So if I went Stanley, I only have one more guy. George Delgado, he had an even better year than Stanley. He looks pretty good. He probably could get picked off. So that would be two guys. Now, I can waive some guys if I need to make room. Jose Contreras, yeah, I picked him up just to have like I didn't know if I'd keep. He's very popular. Put him in AAA. He's on the minimum. I'm good waiving him. I don't think anyone's gonna pick him up. If they do, that's fine. Let's take him off the 40 man. Here's Grube. He's down in AAA. I think we'll keep him. Yeah, I mean, I like his potential. Um, Marr, he's a guy I picked up off waivers. He was good with the Mets. I mean, I'm iffy on him. I think I'd rather have these two guys. So anyway, I do have room. Let's put Staley on there. Stanley, I mean, and Delgado. Um, let's see who else. Kashansky, he's decent, isn't he? Power guy. He's not hitting for average though. Um, who else we got? Spielborgs, he's been good in this game numbers wise, but not ratings wise, according to my scout. Miller might be a guy I waive in DFA. Yeah, he's numbers not really there. He's 27 already. I think I will. Just kind of scrolling through the other pitchers here. Here's some guys down in AAA. I like keeping him. He's good. Pena looks like really good potential. He's only 22. He did get rocked when he came up. Spire got rocked in AAA this year. There's Stanley. There's Delgado. McHenry was a top 100, wasn't he? Yeah, he was a top 100 prospect, backup catcher now for us. Really like my catchers. My organization is doing a great job developing catchers. Paul Weeks I could take off. I mean, he did fine in AAA, but wasn't very good. He was just kind of a fill-in guy on the bench and in the majors. Harris, 17 homers in AAA. Yeah, I mean, not super valuable. Those guys are borderline. If I needed to take someone off, it would be some of those guys probably. And then let's do Tony Miller. Let's waive and DFA him. I do like his defense though. Wow. You know what? Just because of that, I'm going to keep him. I only have one more spot though, so let's go to Double A. Looks like my scout says nobody needs to come up. I'm just concerned that I don't want any of these guys to get in these top 100 starting pitchers. So Billings is in Single A. I'll have to check if he's Rule 5 eligible. Billings, Sullivan, Rogers, all these guys, Riordan, they're all in Single A. So let's see here. Single A pitchers. There's Warden. I don't see the other guys. Pavlik, it says, could come up a level. Um, he's 27. He does have a torn UCL, so I don't think I'm going to protect him right now. Um, Asheville, Billings, there he is. Was it? No, it wasn't Thompson. He's 31. There's Ubaldo. Obviously, was a stud in real life. Hasn't really panned out in this game. He's Rule 5 eligible. I don't see him getting picked. Um, yeah, I think I'm pretty solid. Double A, we'll take one more glance through. I mean, I don't really see anyone that I highly value that I think would get picked off. Single A, browsing through it. The other single A, I think Jason Young might have been at one point a good prospect of mine, but not anymore really. Yeah, and you really shouldn't have any or many guys here in rookie ball. There are some. John Herrera, he was a good prospect at one point. So, yep, I think we're good. Let's glance at DE, make sure there's just no one that my scout says. Here's a couple guys he says should come up, but they're not Rule 5 eligible anyway. They're certainly not ready for the bigs. Okay, let's go ahead and do the draft. Now, can I turn it over to my staff, like drafting here? I think the amateur draft you can, which I don't have enabled. I have import rookies to their original organizations. Where are we at here? Draft players. Let's just do that. Drafting players to Nyman, and I don't know if I can just finish today. I might need to go in and it says drafting. We'll see if we get anyone. We'll see if we lose anyone. Ubaldo did get picked. Ubaldo got picked. Where did he go? To the Rangers. Okay, good for them. Skirpin got him signed. So he's going to have to go on to the 40 man now. And I'll see if we took anyone. We got 39 on the 40 man. What was it at? I don't see anyone with an exclamation mark next to them. So no, we did not pick anyone. And now Skirpin will be on the 40 man. So we're full, meaning if we sign Thompson, we're going to need to make room. We need to get rid of somebody. Probably Montero here, Esteban Montero. He's 24 still. I like his defense. He's a shortstop with good gap power, so maybe not. Miller, remember, is a stud defensively with his potential. I think I'd like to just sort by here, by team. Maybe Brennan Harris. I mean, not very impressive ratings wise, even though he had some power this last year. I'm thinking him or maybe Mathiel. No, I like him. I like Pena. Spire really isn't anything special. Definitely could be him. I think it'll be Spire. I think it'll be Spire. Okay. So let's go to Hall of Fame results. Looks like we're getting bidded up even more. Boston now going after Thompson. Need to decide whether it's worth it. I think this is going to be my last bid on him. 5.5 and then 6 mil and then 6.5. I think we're getting to the point where he's not worth it, and we'll just go with guys we got. So that's gonna be our final offer. Um, if not, I mean, I don't know if any of these guys can start. I don't think they can. Oh, Bobby Parnell can. He came up. Well, we got him from the Mets. This was a trade. He's a top 100 guy, and he's a starter. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. What was this trade? Um, we gave up Dan Phillips. That's right. Phillips was a good outfielder for me. Yeah, he was solid. He had a couple real good years. We gave up him and Noah Hall, who's now a free agent. Maybe I'll try to get him back. He was a better bench guy than the guy I got now. He's a leader. I think I'm gonna try to get him back as a. I mean, really, he's mostly second base, but he can play outfield. I mean, I wouldn't mind taking him back. Who's the guy I got now? Even forgot the guy. Nix, I kind of felt like, well, Nix is 25. He's younger. They were similar type guys. He's an infielder, utility type. But I don't know. He just wasn't very good. What did he have? Decent amount of at bats. He did. I thought he did. He had 220, below average, 750 OPS. I don't know. It's we have such a stacked infield that I don't even really know if it's worth having. Like, I mean, Nick's is fine maybe, and we got Weeks as well. He's a similar type guy, just kind of there just to fill in. Okay, so let's keep rolling. Hall of Fame voting results. Again, this is gonna be my last offer to Thompson because I think Parnell, was that the dude's name from the Mets? I think he can be a good starter. What do we got? Looks like Contreras, maybe his time ran out, so now he cleared waivers. Let's put him to AAA. See, and I got some of these guys too. Grube, I mean, he could. I know he wasn't great, but he could come up, give him a shot again. So, I think we'll have some good competition coming into spring training. Parnell might be ready. Let's keep rolling here. Go to Hall of Fame. I think the game will auto save, so you're gonna have to wait a second. Hang tight here. We're saving here, auto save, and then we'll go to Hall of Fame results. That's always fun on this alternate universe because you see how guys kind of panned out differently. We'll see who gets the nod to the Hall of Fame. Um, is Frank Thomas still in the game? I think in this game he'll be a first ballot. Here's Thompson. Now the Dodgers are, the Los Angeles Angels, sorry, Los Angeles Angels are going after him. I'm going to leave him be. We're just going to move on. Ricky Henderson inducted in, Greg Maddux, both inducted in the Hall of Fame. Goose Gossage dropped and Robin Yount dropped. Puckett, Winfield, Schilling, Molitor, Eckersley, all these guys still on the ballot. Cal Ripken in his 5th year. Drabek only in his 2nd year. Kevin Brown only in his 2nd year. Dykstra, Bennis, 1st and 2nd year. Randy Johnson, 2nd year. Larkin Williams, 1st year. And then all these guys dropped too. So, all right. Let's keep rolling. Preseason begins. I think that's when my owner will tell me new goals and such. Looks like we got a trade proposal from the Braves. They want Ronnie Lopez. He's my top pitching prospect. According to my scout, he's not great, but he is the number 42. Maybe he's a little overvalued. They're trying to send me a relief pitcher who's not good and is in single A. So I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay. We're going to keep rolling. And once we get to preseason, we can look at, or maybe next stoppage here. Here's a stoppage. We got another proposal. Guardians. It should be the Indians back then. It always changes back. We're going to change it back to the Indians. Looks like they are offering a trade. They like Ronnie Lopez. They're trying to give me Reed a closer. No, thank you. No, thank you. So at this stoppage, let's check the offseason center. Summary by team. Royals still in first. Have they done anything new? No, they haven't. Well, maybe Rene Reyes. I don't think I saw him. He's a decent catcher in this game. He's been with San Diego. Yankees now are in the positive at 3.3. See who they got A-Rod. Wow. Yankees add an A-Rod. I was wondering where he would go. To the Dodgers after Mariners till 2003, 4 years, and now he's on the Yankees. No surprise there with the Yankees having big money and just going after guys, even if they're selfish. So who else did they take on? Really, not that many. They got some trades. They got Brandon Webb from Arizona. He's not as good in this game as he was in real life, but he had a decent year last year with Arizona. 3.43 ERA, only 6-3. Chris Coughlin, not great with Florida. Really not a big deal. And then obviously they lost Jeter. He's still a free agent. Aesop Choice, still a free agent. Trevor Hoffman at 40 years old, still a free agent. And Marcus Giles, their top player lost, still a free agent as well. Braves are the only other team now in the positives. They free agent signed Matt Holliday. So that's a big addition. 3.3 WAR and Alex Cintrone, who is a 2.4 WAR. He just played a lot of games. That all added up. He doesn't look great though. They lost Brinkley and Giovanni Cedeno. Where are we at? Here we are, minus 3.5. Yeah, haven't really added any. Got a couple guys, waivers and a trade. Lost Messina. He retired, which was good. That was about time. I wasn't going to ask him back. And then, yeah, I mean, Bell, we added him at the very end of the year. He actually helped us out winning some games, but he was done for too. So yeah, I mean we're bringing everyone back. All right, let's keep simming to the preseason. We may get a few more trade offers. I would be open to dealing Lopez because my scout has him rated lower than I think his um, top prospect rating is. But I don't know right now. Like unless it's a starting pitcher, maybe I can shop him around and look at if someone would be willing to give me a good starting pitcher. Here's a trade proposal trying to send me a relief pitcher for Josh Sullivan, who's in single A, one of my better starting pitching prospects. No, thank you. Let's go to Lopez. Here he is. I mean, he seems to be a hot commodity. A lot of people are trying to trade for him. Let's shop him around. Now, it does make him, I think, even in the minors, but I don't know. But I know in the majors, it affects their transactions mood. So they get kind of pissed. But, with time, it comes back around. Let's go to starting pitcher, single player. Let's see what we can get here. Now we're gonna go to team needs, and wow, so were all these guys good, or is there no one? Yeah, there's no one in team needs, so I would have to lower this to average. Let's see, and now there's a couple guys, so I can get some average. I mean, Bannister had a good year. He's only considered average apparently, but he was 17-4 with a 374. He's 26. I mean, that's an intriguing deal. He's on big money, 9.9 until 2010. So just 2 more years. Um, yeah, he was a Cy Young winner back in 2005, had an outstanding year. I mean, this doesn't seem like a bad deal. I've got all those other, I've got a ton of starting pitching prospects. And, he can fill a hole in my starting rotation. What does my GM say about it? He says, "Don't do it." Okay. Well, maybe he doesn't like the money that he's on. 9.9 whatever point whatever 9 point whatever mil. Um, who else we got? We got Atwater. He's 32. He's not as good. Well, what's his ERA plus? He is in the American League now. He is a former Cy Young winner as well. 2005 in the AL. So his ERA plus 109 last year, and it's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. What was Bannister? Bannister was at 116. I mean, he hasn't been around that long, but he's had a good ERA, 177 in his Cy Young year. He had a 1.03 WHIP, led the league. I mean, I'm surprised he's rated as average. My scouts got him above average movement, above average control, barely below average on stuff. But you're not stuck with him. He's just 2 more years. You're not stuck with him forever. He is extremely popular. That's a plus. I mean, I think I want to. I think I want to do this. Like Lopez doesn't look that great, according to my scout. I don't know. Maybe he thinks he'll keep getting better. Now he did do really well in rookie ball. So he got him advanced up to advanced rookie now. He was in low rookie 2 years in a row. But I've got all these other minor league pitchers. Look at this. Here's my Lopez, my top guy. Rodriguez, who's also an advanced. He's very similar. Very similar type guy. Bruce Billings, number 49, similar. Maybe, a little worse, maybe even more overrated. Could I give them Billings instead, I wonder? Here's Josh Sullivan. See, all these guys are starting pitchers. They're all like in single A or lower. Here's Delgado. He's in triple A. Just put him on the 40 man. And then we're back to single A and rookie ball starters. And then some relievers. Then there's Fowler finally. So I definitely have a plethora of them. I wonder if I can swap Billings and if they still might do it. Let's go here and let's go to prospects. They're alphabeticalized, if that's a word. And here's Billings. And then we're going to remove Ronnie. He says meh. At least he didn't say don't do it. But, I don't, maybe we need to shop Billings around. Or what we do is just come back to it. And we'll submit this. And if they don't do that, then we'll try Lopez. Let's try this. I like it. What would our money drop to? 21 mil still. My owner wants me at, I think it's 13 of a surplus. So let's go ahead and try that. We'll submit the offer. Okay. Time to keep rolling into the preseason. I'm sure we'll hear back right away. We do. He says, let's keep trying. I think we're close. And he wants some more minor league guys. Not any guys that I really recognize. He was in single A. Shortstop hit 300. Here's a catcher, did decent. Here's a right fielder, did well. Another right fielder, okay ratings. Shortstop, yeah, I don't know if I want to give him up. Here's a first baseman who has not been great. He's kind of a utility guy. I mean, I could toss him in there. Question is, would I rather just do Lopez straight up or give up Billings? I mean, Billings just seems worse here. I think I'd rather give up Billings. He's a borderline starter projected, not even a true starter. Let's look at some of these other guys. He looks pretty decent. I like Cordado. Here's Mitchell. Looked okay. Kyle Wilson, another first baseman. 17 Jackson single A. I think I'll give up this Steven guy. Look at his contact. I mean, he's not making the bigs with that. So we'll add Gutzman. Let's add Gutzman and discuss. He says it's a deal. My GM's not sold on the deal, but also he went outright rejected. I like it. Getting Bannister. I mean, we're adding a Cy Young. Does that count as my goals of adding an MVP? I'm sure it doesn't. Those would probably be different. But let's go to owner anyway. Owner. We already changed that one. Well, what else is he saying now? Upgrade a position, right field, since we already accepted the too low one. So I don't know. We'll see. It says acquire an MVP. Maybe they'll give me a close match or something on it. But I like to do it anyway for improving our team. Here we go. Fans are pumped. We just traded for Bannister. I like it. We're going to need to make room on our 40-man now. Who was I going to aspire? We're going to waive and DFA Spire. Making room. We'll put Bannister onto the 40-man. Oop, that's Sky Sox. That's why. Almost put him in a AAA on accident. Let's go to the active roster. Here we go. Let's see where my manager puts him into the rotation. Second, I like it. That's filling a hole there. Casimir, they still got as our top guy. I like that. He's 24. I like what we're doing here. I like what we're doing. Only $5 million for extensions. That's a little concerning. It might go up since we have all this money available after my owner tells me what the deal is. But we don't have a lot of guys that are free agents. Here's it. Oh, that's it for pitchers. And that's also it for position players. What I do want to do is offer all these minor league guys, since they're only asking for a minor league deal, we're going to offer them a minor league extension. So Spire, Pavlik, Mitch Wiley, and Skirpchen, who I just got for a 1-year deal. So that's it. So we really don't need a whole lot for upcoming free agents. So I like where we're at here. Bannister now is according to the positional rankings, my best starting pitcher. Gower, of course, just coming off reliever of the year. Cook, do they have a closer? They say if he was a closer, he would be the second. I don't know if that's some kind of glitch or something. I mean, I don't know. That's weird. He's second best closer in the game. No way. So, okay. Well, we're going to keep rolling here to preseason. We're getting close. We're in January 28th, 29th. Now we are moving into February. Here we go. Preseason begins. So here's a financial update. 114 million available for total team expenses. Okay, well that's just our full budget. Looks like extensions is down. We're at 4 mil. Total money available is still around where it was. None of this has really changed. What else is he saying? I guess that's really about it. He's just saying he's reviewed it, and as a reminder. Okay, so I think maybe once we get to spring training or opening day, then I think they give us more specifics on it. So let's check out. Here's our player development update. There's Rodriguez, top prospect. Went down in movement, went up in control. Some of these other guys kind of got a little worse. There's Rogers. He's a good prospect for us. Control went down a little, velocity went up. Okay. Okay. So next thing is spring training beginning. Let's go back to check out the offseason center, see if anything has changed. Let's see where Jeter has landed. So Royals still up there. Yankees, Twins now creeping in at 3.5. Did they get Jeter? Paul Konerko, he was a big name. Marcus Giles as well. So those are good pickups for the Twins. Dodgers at 0.9. They traded for Ken Griffey Jr. He's 38 years old. Still doing well, though. Who did they trade? Let's check. Griffey traded to the Dodgers. Wow. So they lose A-Rod. They get Griffey. For Brent Cecil, a relief pitcher. Young, kind of coming off of a prospect status, I guess. And James Loney, who was up. He was with LA, and then he got traded to Toronto. But he's if he's not a prospect anymore, he's gonna be a good one. Was he a top prospect at one point? He was, yep, not way up there, but top around 50 at one point. So interesting. So Dodgers still going for it, giving up some young players, getting Griffey after they couldn't get A-Rod back, or maybe didn't want him back. I don't know. So Stros are also positive. They added Jose Lopez. Let's see, where's Jeter? Can we check? Is he still a free agent? Here's trends. Here's recent signings. Yeah, I don't see him on here. Let's check recent signings. There's Konerko, of course, to Minnesota. Thompson ended up going to the Angels for 24.5 mil over 4 years. Carlos Beltran going to Boston. He has been decent in this game, but not outstanding. Gio Gonzalez going to Seattle after coming up through the White Sox. Brad Hopp going to Detroit. There's Jeter with Philadelphia, playing him at second base right now. Only a 35, but his potential, as we saw, is quite a bit higher. It could be a 70. So 33 years old, going to the Phillies. Interesting there. I'm excited to see the preseason projections when we get to that point. But preseason begins. Let's go to spring training begins now. And I think I'm going to leave it up to my manager to make these decisions. I guess if it gets way out of control, I might change it. Is this oh, this is the pitching, or is this the, oh, who is this? He wants a major league deal. Okay. This was some minor league guy looking for a minor league extension. Now, he was outstanding in single A, 181 ERA. Now, what I do need to do still, which I won't bore you with, is I need to decide, well, you know what? It won't take that long because I kind of do it when roster expansion happens, is I decide who's coming up a level and who's going down as far as minor leagues and stuff go. So, um, right now, can I view? Yeah, so what I did was, what I do is I go to here, I sort, I look at who had a great year and I bring them up or down based on that. So, you know what? I've kind of, well, we should have new guys now imported. And so I do want to browse the minors and see. So let's just look here. Like Kurt Yako, he's new. He's in DE. I like that. We're a little short on pitching here in DE. In the I don't know what that stands for. I forgot, but I think the Pioneer League, even though it's, I don't know what the DE is, the level or something, but rookie ball. So these guys are new. Hollingsworth, he's new. I mean, not that many guys that look that exciting. This guy maybe could be okay as a starter, Eduard Cabrera, but we could use some more pitchers. We're at one over uh, as far as fielders go. So there's a lot of new fielders here. I don't know if we need to bump somebody up or something. Um, so again, what I want to do actually is rely on my scout, kind of look at what he says, like should anybody come up? He says no or down. Here it says some guys could come down. Both rookie levels are one over right now. And I wonder if we're getting close here, like 2008, 2009, to guys like Arenado, LeMahieu, Story. I think Story might have been a little later than those guys, but I wonder if we're getting close. Anyway, they're just one over, so I think I'll leave it. Like we're okay. And I guess here in Asheville, they have two spots open, so we could bump some guys up. Here it says Pavlik could go up. He is injured still. He expects to be playing in the majors. He's been great. Yeah, BC, he he did really well. Single A for 2 years in a row, did really well. So I'm good bumping him up to double A. Let's bump him up to double A. Now he's just very unhappy instead of angry because he expects to be playing in the majors. So we got uh, double A is two guys over. They're saying Cox could or should come down. We brought him up at the end of the year though because he was doing really well in single A. So I kind of want to leave him. Um, this guy last year didn't do so hot. Yeah, he's not very good. He's 31. I might just outright release him. I think I'm going to. 31 years old, didn't have a good year. I like his eye, but he's not going to make the bigs. I at least want guys that are going to make the bigs. It says, my scout says send him up again, but he's coming off of a torn UCL. We're going to leave him there. Here's a relief pitcher, 26 years old. Fine numbers, though. We'll leave him. That was his first year in single A. This guy, a 7 ERA. We brought him up, though. Yeah, okay. So I don't know that I want to really bring, too many more guys down. Ryan Cameron, he is 30 years old. He got demoted from AAA and he had a bad year in AA too. I think I'm good releasing him. So now AA is set. AAA, we do have 30 guys in the active roster, so we're going to need to make room here as well. There's a lot of guys my scout thinks can come up, but we're going to need to make room here. So that will be a little bit of a tougher decision. I could do that after spring training. I'll bring guys up. It's saying Blumenthal maybe should go back down to AA. Um, Yeah, I don't know yet. I could bring some guys up from rookie ball. Just glancing here at the ratings on the side. I don't want to bring a pitcher up because we're a little short on pitchers in the Pioneer League. What about here? Here we got plenty. I mean, we got enough at least. So I could bring one guy down, like one of these guys. Chaz Rowe, he's a new addition. I like him an advanced rookie. Maybe Mitch Lavelli. I don't know how you say it. He looks okay though. I might keep him up in advanced ball. Franklin Morales. He's been in the rookie league for a little while. Here's some starters. Yeah, there's Ronnie Lopez. I might move him up. I think we'll do it. Let's move him up to single A. Let's move Lopez up to single A. I think both of them had spots open. Asheville or Modesto. Looks like they both have 14 pitchers. Asheville's got 13. So let's go Lopez up to Asheville. Didn't trade you, buddy. You never knew it, but I did not trade you. And then maybe, well, so they're good now. They're at 35. They have 14 pitchers. I'd like to bring, well, 36 here in my lowest rookie league. I'd like them to have maybe another pitcher. They're only at 13. So that would mean looking at some of these guys that are like on the bench or just not going to play. Like there's a ton of them. So it means maybe getting rid of somebody. I think the easier way to do this will be go here, go to minors, and look at some of these guys like Delta Cleary Jr., decent potential. This guy only a 30 for contact potential. He's all right in other areas. He's good defensively. Guess we'll keep him. What about this guy? Had a good year last year. I mean, we got a very high scout on him though, and doesn't look great. It's just there might be a guy that's worse. Like this guy, Ryan Piesel, could end up being around average. Might keep him. Nunez, similar type guy. A lot of these guys feel like going to be the same. This guy's 27. Wow, incredibly fast. I don't know if he's even. I don't know if he's eligible to stay down here. What if I bump him up? Yeah, he cannot. So I'm going to release him because he's not supposed to be in the Pioneer League. I have the settings such that 4 years of pro service is the maximum allowed in these rookie leagues. So there we go. I'd like them to have one more pitcher, but it's fine. Um, the Tri-City Dust Devils, they got 14, so I don't want to put a guy down and make that, and then they have 13. So we're gonna stay as is. I like where we're at. AAA, I'm gonna have to do some work to figure out, if I'm sending guys down or trading them or what. Looks like we got quite a few guys here that I don't know if I want to mess with pitching, but we might have to do something on the bench. Spielborg's not very impressive according to my scout. He's had some good, like 2003 in Double A, solid. Triple A, well, only 37 at bats, but the next year not as good. And then he was above average 2 years in a row, 124 OPS plus in '06. Then just had a down year this last year. He was already 28, so I might have to get rid of him. I mean, it's just not very impressive ratings, and it's a very high scouting accuracy. My scout is good. I think he's like legendary in a bunch of categories. So it could be that. It could be releasing like weeks, after spring training. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. But let's. Do we have any news? Otherwise, we'll keep rolling to spring training. Yeah, it was just that guy. We saw where a lot of players got moved around to in the offseason. Looks like we ran out of time for someone to Spire, so he passed. No one picked him up. We're gonna put him into AAA. So they're full now. So I'm gonna have to get rid of 5 guys, or send 5 guys down to like single A or double A and then send guys down from there. But I don't think I really want to do that. So it's going to be more getting rid of guys. So it's either going to have to be guys that are up on the active roster and going to be in spring training, which I have a few guys in mind, or maybe even some of these relief pitchers. Essinger, he wasn't great last year. I mean, I'd like to see how these guys do in the spring training first. Bernie was not very good last year. He had a really good year in 06, but wasn't very good last year. I don't know. We'll just see how guys do in spring training. So let's sim to that. Got just about a week or so to sim remaining here. Okay, so we are in spring training now. Spring training begins. Let's browse real quick through transactions here. Troy Gloss going to St. Louis. Trade from LA. Let's look for some other big names. Nick Addition, is that his name? He's a pretty good prospect. That's who they got, I guess, in the Gloss trade. He's not a top 100 guy, but he is a starting pitcher. Who else we got here? Big names. Anyone else? Looks like we got some releases. We got some re-signings there. Craig Grasser signed by the Cubs. He's been a good reliever in this game. He's already 37, though. He's kind of going downhill. Got some release. Is that Will Cordero? He's 36. Still holding strong. The Cubs pick him up. Interesting. That's an interesting move. He was an all-star back in 94. Wow. So let's keep checking things out here. We got some waiver stuff. There's Jose. Is that Jose? Yeah, 41 years old. Cardinals picking up Jose Mesa. Didn't have a great year with Houston last year. So Kenley Jansen ends up getting traded to Boston from Pittsburgh. They were trying to trade him earlier. Who did they get? They got so he goes to Boston, and Pittsburgh gets Jimmy James, a relief pitcher who's maybe big league ready, maybe not, and he might even be a starter. He's got 55 stamina. And Bubba Bell, a center fielder who had a decent year. He's only 25, up with Boston. Had a decent year, maybe just looking for a chance. So looks like Pittsburgh getting some of those guys, Boston giving them up. So Boston getting some prospects. Maybe Pittsburgh's trying to go for it. Let's keep looking here. Where are we at here? We're on February 5th. So some free agent signings. Jim McDermott going to Arizona, 37 years old. Chad Bradford, 33 years old, going to Houston. Matt Manti, he's still around. He's 34. He's been a good pitcher in this game. In fact, we had him for a little while at the Rockies. Is that Lance Lynn? He is. He's 20. That's Lance Lynn going to Pittsburgh. So Pittsburgh giving up Jansen but getting Lynn. Jody Garrett, who's 30, he came up through the Rockies organization. He was pretty good for me for about a year. Beltre going back to the Dodgers, getting re-signed to the Dodgers after going to free agency. No other real big names. There's Marcus Giles. We knew about that going to the Twins. They got him and Canerco. And then some other trades going on here. David Peralta, 20-year-old rookie league guy on the Mets now, but a high potential. There's our trade, Bannister. Is that Sergio Romo? It is. He's 24. He was up with San Francisco last year. He's now on Detroit. Trade from San Francisco. Noah Lowry also going to Detroit. He's in AAA. And San Francisco getting Ramon Garcia, 23 years old, and Curtis Granderson, who's 26. And then Arizona signed Edwin Corpse. He's been a good pitcher in this game for a while. Not great. I don't want to go after him. He's 35. But he's been solid for San Francisco for quite a while. Derek Lee going to Detroit. Trade from the Cubs. And Detroit re-signing Jesus Gonzalez. Good for them keeping him. So I think we're getting pretty close to a lot of stuff that we've kind of already seen. Yeah, there's Jeter going to the Phillies. I think we've seen most of the big names. Just don't know if we've had any more big trades or anything. There's A-Rod to the Yankees, Matt Holliday to the Braves. This is all kind of nearing the start of free agency. Is that Butch Henry still around? Brian Henry. Okay. I think that's about it. Here's the Rule 5 draft. There's Ubaldo getting picked. I don't see a lot of other real big obvious names here, but we got a lot of transactions there for the Rule 5. All right, let's keep rolling. So, spring training, we'll move everybody up from AAA. Everyone that's on the 40-man has automatically been moved up. I'm excited to see Fowler maybe get a chance. So let's go ahead and just get rolling. I'm gonna let the coaches decide who's gonna be where. They're sticking with they like Joe Weaver at the closer spot. I mean, I like his ratings and stuff. He's good. He just didn't have a great year last year. All right, what are we doing with our lineup here? Obviously, this will all change because they'll get different guys in, which will be good for spring training. If I see something, I'll do it. But we're kind of just cruising now. Like we know who we got. I'd be curious. I'd like Fowler to maybe get innings and at bats and see how he looks as a backup outfielder. But they like Everett, Tulo. A lot of these guys I have, I suggest. I'm like, hey, you got to have that guy in the lineup at this position because they didn't want to do it otherwise. But that's where we're at. So let's go ahead and just start spring training. I think. Um, let's take a glance here. Ian Stewart down to 30th. Man, I don't know about that. You know what? What I'd like to do actually is just free the coaches of these shackles of being told what to do. We won't force the start of anybody anymore. And then I might change that once we get rolling if it's like, why aren't they doing that? But yeah, Seth Smith. I don't think they were putting James or Smith in the lineup, which is why I did that. Tulo's got to be. I mean, they're going to definitely have him at short, I assume. So we're going to take all the shackles off. There we go. And we'll see how they do it. Let's go back. I'm curious here. Curious to see where guys are ranked. Helton first, Pujols and Tulo. Wow. I mean, and then Hughes, the top ranked middle reliever. Wow, they moved Justin Miller to closer out of the starting rotation. They moved Cook back in. Okay. We'll see how that goes. Well, they didn't move him to closer. They just have him as a closer position. Is that right? Where is he? They have him as long relief. Okay, I guess I don't know how the game does it. That's weird. So I don't know. That closer thing seems weird. I don't think that's correct for whatever reason. But Weaver is at closer. They put Miller into the pen. He's in long relief. I like where we're at here. Let's keep rolling into spring training. I was gonna check if we have. I think we can generate preseason predictions. So what we're gonna do, we're not. We're just gonna. This is gonna be the off-season video. We're gonna wrap it up soon here in a minute, and we're going to resume the next video where we start the season. Let's go to preseason predictions first. That'll take a minute here to calculate, to generate. And I'm curious to see where we are at here. So Rockies, I assume, with some of those guys being so solid, we got to be up near the top of the division. But LA did add Ken Griffey Jr. They're going after it. They lost A-Rod though. Let's see. Okay, so let's start in the AL. Blue Jays they're projected to finish first. They still have Frank Thomas. He's 39. They got Aaron Hill, the fifth best second baseman in the game. They got a lot of solid players. A lot of solid players here. Um, Alex Gonzalez still sticking around. Good defender. James Loney, they have at DH now. So he was involved in that trade here in the offseason. Let's check. So they're projected to be close with the Yankees, but Yankees picking up A-Rod. They got him at cleanup. This is their spring training roster, so it may be different. But still, Bernie Williams, Robinson Cano is a stud in this game. Second best second baseman. Um, Bernie, still good. Ian Kennedy, sixth best starting pitcher. He was with them last year. And they got Bob St. Pierre, who's been solid for them as well. Let's go to the Central. Royals, projected to be the best team in the AL, if not the MLB. We'll see. They got Greinke coming back. He's a solid stud. They got Donnie Murphy, second best first baseman in the game, just to help him, I assume. Ken Harvey, who is coming off an MVP season, 29 years old, big time power hitter. Aramis Ramirez, got him in a trade. Greinke and Dan Herron, so solid pitching. It looks like they're going to have. Surprised Cole Hamels is not the top ranked pitcher in the game. Here's the Angels. They're projected to win the West. As we know, they signed Eric Thompson here. They got Rondell White, who's 36, but not a lot of. There's Newfield. He's that Gold Glover. Rondell White, seventh best out right fielder, but not a lot of like real impressive guys. Just a lot of solid guys, a lot of solid players there for the Angels. Let's see top projected players here. There's Greinke up there. Nate Bumstead with Detroit. Dan Herron. So back-to-back Royals. Ian Kennedy and St. Pierre. Yankees with a couple guys that are up there pretty good. Donnie Murphy projected with the Royals to be the top hitter. Then we got Andrew Jones, who's with the White Sox now. Ian Kinsler, Harvey Thomas. So that's where we're at in the AL. There's A-Rod all the way down, but still, he's like top 15 or whatever. NL, here we go. NL. Marlins projected, well, tied with the Mets, I guess. Who do they have? They got Miguel Cabrera, 10th best third baseman, 24 years old, still young. And really, that's very surprising because they don't have very highly ranked players. But that just must be that the East is weak. I mean, they're projected to be barely above 500. That division is open to winning. Here's the Mets. They got Kenji, second best catcher, 31 years old, but he was a rookie late, right? Yeah, with the Mariners 2 years ago. Jose Reyes, yeah, they got some studs. Jamie Brena, he's like a highly rated shortstop in this game. In real life, never made the bigs. Made it a AAA. Was he with the Mets? What's GDO? I don't know. It's not letting me hover over it. I don't know if that's the Mets AAA or not. But Jamie Brena, wow, look at it's because of his defense. He's a stud. So there's Jamie. There's Grady Sizemore, fourth best center fielder in the game. And looks like their pitching might be all right. Javier Vasquez, Jan German. I don't know if it's Herman. It's not Herman Jan. It's Jan German. So that's the Mets. Let's check the Central. Cubs projected to win the Central. Zane Green, the game's best left fielder currently. Mark Pryor, I'm surprised he's as far down as ninth. Just was up there in Cy Young voting. Earl Snyder hitting cleanup. Don't know if that'll stay like it is. I'm sure these things are gonna switch up though. But that's the Cubs for you. Let's check the NL West. I don't see the Rockies at the top, but it looks like it could be a very close race. Everyone looking to finish close. Diamondbacks with, yeah, Durazo, he's a stud. Hardy's a stud. Steven Drew, Carl Crawford, Chris Carter in center, Carlos Quentin. So they are looking good. They got Max Scherzer as their ace. Man, yeah, they're looking good. They've been building for a while. Dodgers, of course, now with Griffey, 10th best left fielder. They got him as a left fielder in the game. They got Victorino. Look at that outfield. Kemp, first best right fielder. Ooh, he's out 8 to 9 months though. So that's like it's the season. They got Victorino in center, Griffey in left. Don't know who they're gonna have in right. What do they got here? Alex Gomez. He looks pretty decent though. He had a good year last year, so that might not kill him. You know, they got the number one prospect in the game, Clayton Kershaw. He's in AAA right now, so he's 19. I don't know if you'll see him this year. They got Russell Martin, so they are looking really good. Chad Billingsley, their ace, fifth best pitcher, starting pitcher in the game. We already know what we're about, so I think that's good. That's where we're at. Let's see what our coaches decided to do here. Casimir, Bannister, Cook, they kept here. All these guys just long relief. They're just, I mean, I'll have to sort through them. I won't bore you with the spring training decisions. You'll just see what the team is once I start the season. Here, okay, so this is spring training lineups, but they're leading off Jerome Geralds. They got him starting in right. So, yeah, I mean, I like Seth Smith, obviously. They're not starting him, though. They got Tulo, Helton, Pujols, Stewart. I like that. Everett hitting sixth. I had Everett leading off. They like this Gerald's. He did come up for 102 at bats last year. Hit 314. I mean, he did fine, and he was doing well in AAA. But Seth Smith, like he had Rookie of the Year votes. He was a regular starter, 400 at bats, hit 300, slugged 486. So I just think he's the better option. They got Brandon James hitting seventh. Dude had 54 jacks in 06. In 07, he had 32. But I mean, so I would move Gerald's down, Everett lead off, James maybe fifth, and then Stewart sixth. I don't know. That's a lot of power though. Tulo maybe even leading off. Just you can't have Gerald's hitting first. There's Ionetta, who's also a stud. So we're pretty stacked here. I mean, I think Stewart's way underrated. We got the first best at these positions. Hopefully we can build a dynasty here. Bannister, we got. I like that trade. Glad I thought of shopping some of those prospects around, starting pitching prospects, because we have a bunch of them. So I'm gonna sim this out on my own, uh, and then organize the opening day roster and whatnot. And then next video will be either at the start of the season or into the season, just kind of whenever I decide to pop it on live here for video. So that is the off